Hey, this is Eddie from the Blacksmiths, and we'll be kicking off this channel with a series we like to call Guitar Lessons for the Absolute Beginner. We'll be covering all the fundamentals when it comes to playing guitar, and I guess we'll start off with the very basics.
This is a presentation of the absolute basic of basic things. If you more or less already know the parts of the guitar and how it works, feel free to skip this video and just go straight to part 2. This is, as we said before, guitar for the absolute beginner. So, with all that being said, let's move on. Basic parts of the guitar for both acoustic and electric. Of course, we have the body, which is the main part of the guitar where the sound resonates in the acoustic. We have the bridge where the strings are anchored to. This is where you put the strings to. And of course, you have your strings. Your strings are what produce sound in the guitar. You pluck them, they produce vibrations, and vibration goes through what's called a sound hole. The sound hole is what amplifies the vibration of the string. It produces the noise that you will hear. Then you have your fretboard, or your neck and your fretboard. This is where you can change the notes that you're plucking, and is pretty much where you're going to be doing most of your hand movements, most of your fingering, most of your chords. All of your music will be planned and changed right here. Got your headstock. This is where the end of the strings go. The strings end up at this little place. It's like another anchor point. Aside from this place, you have your nut, which is right where the fretboard begins. This is where the strings actually start to make noise. This is called the nut. Right here, you have what you call your tuning pegs. Your tuning pegs are what you use to tune the string, to adjust the note that the string produces on the guitar. Now on to the electric version. The electric guitar is a rather, well, I wouldn't say new concept. It's been around long enough. But essentially all the parts of this guitar are exactly the same. The only difference are these knobs right here. You have your tone and your volume knob. Volume knob, though, that's self-explanatory. However, tone, we'll cover that in a future video. Here we have what we call the pickups. Instead of a sound hole which amplifies the vibrations of the string, you have these magnetic pickups which will pick up the vibration of these metal strings and translate that into a sound that an amplifier can pick up. So the sound of an electric guitar does not come from the guitar itself, rather it comes from an amplifier. Over here you have your pickup selector switch. Most of the time you'll have more than one pickup on an electric guitar. So switching the pickup selector switch allows you to choose between one or multiples of whatever pickups are on your electric guitar. Right here, there is another type of bridge. There are many different bridge systems. We're not going to go into them right now. For right now, this is just the basic stuff you need to know. Essentially, everything's almost exactly the same. Here I'm going to cover extended range guitars. Extended range guitars are exactly as they sound. You have your 7-string guitar, your 8-string guitar, you have other multiple string guitars, such as 12 strings, and a bunch of other stuff. However, the basic idea is that it's just a guitar with more strings. That's pretty much it. I recommend that you get proficient with the 6-string before moving on to any of these. Now on to the basics of music itself. Now on to the notes of music. You have 12 different notes in Western music. All the music that you hear around you is composed of these 12 notes. Now the core notes are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, the beginning of the English alphabet. Now, these notes you see before you, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, these are what you would see as the white keys on the piano. The white keys on the piano are all these notes. Now, I know I said before that there was 12 notes and we only see 7. The reason being is because in between these notes you have other notes. These notes are what you would call the black keys. The black keys on the piano are representative of these notes that are in between. Those notes are A sharp or B flat, C sharp or D flat, D sharp or E flat, F sharp or G flat, and D sharp or A flat, since this musical scale repeats. Now, what I mean by repeats is, if you were to say this out loud, it would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Not counting the notes in between, of course. So depending on which way you're going to this alphabet, whether you're going up the alphabet from A to G, or you're going from A flat to A, middle notes, I guess you could call them the black keys, their names change. That's why you see 2 names for these notes. If you're going from A and up, you would say A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, and G sharp. You would not call them flat. Flat is when you're going down. So if I was to start from A flat, for example, it would be A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, D, D flat, and A. So let me say that again. If you're going up, those notes in the middle are called sharps. Now, when we move between notes, we measure the movements and increments called tones, or steps, whichever one's easier for you to say. Now, the first note you start with is called the root note. Moving 2 notes up or down from this root note is called a whole tone, or a whole step. Right now, we're going to try using A. So if we move from A to D, we're skipping across two notes. We're skipping across A sharp straight to B. So we're going A sharp, and B. That's what we call a whole tone, or a step. A whole step. Right. Moving 1 note up or down the root is called a semitone or a half step. This is just 1 note. So say we're going to use D as our root. We're moving 1 note up. That would be a semitone or a half step. It's just halfway to the E flat, or D sharp actually, since we're going there. It's D sharp. That is a half step. So here, being that there are no sharps or flats between E and F, moving from E to F would count as a half step or a semitone. Since there's nothing in between, it's moving 1 step. That's a half step. We know how to measure the movements. We're going to move on to guitar tuning. When it comes to guitar tuning, in order to make music, you have to know where your notes are. So you have to have a standard of where your notes are at. When you tune your guitar, you're placing the notes where you want them to be. You're making sure that you know what note each string makes if you pluck it on its own. There are many ways to tune your guitar, but for now we'll cover the most common tuning of all, standard tuning. Standard tuning from the thickest to thinnest string is E, A, D, G, B, and E. A simple way to remember this is the sentence, elephants are dead, goodbye elephants. Now, if this is too grim for your taste, feel free to make up your own, backwards and forwards. It only matters if you learn this tune by heart. Now here are your frets and numerals. Frets are where your notes are. They mark where the different notes start and end. Each fret is a half step or a semitone, as mentioned in the previous slide. Inlays, the decoration of the frets themselves, tend to act as guide points in the fretboard, which usually mark the odd number frets such as 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. The 12th fret is special and is usually highly decorated. The reason the 12th fret is so special is because the notes from this point on repeat themselves. For example, 0 frets on the E string would mean that the note you get when reflected by itself creates an open E note. Going 1/2 step or 1 fret up turns that E into an F, since E and F don't have sharp flats. Going 1/2 step up from F would turn this note into an F sharp, since 1/2 step up from F is F sharp. Then you have G, G sharp, A sharp, and so on and so forth. 12 can be treated as a higher 0, since the notes would start to repeat themselves as soon as they hit this fret. So if you pluck the open E string and you put your finger on the 12th fret of the E string and pluck that, it would produce the same note, only the note that's on the 12th fret would be higher, but it would still be the same note. Now that we've covered this, we can move on to more advanced strings.
Well, that was educational for those who stuck around. Now that you actually know the parts of the guitar and how more or less how it works, we can actually move on to music lessons now. So you can get those right here at part 2. And I want to ask you, please subscribe and go ahead and leave a comment. Give us feedback. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what we can improve on, and just things that can help you out in general, because that's what this channel is about. It's about helping you play guitar. So go ahead and drop those comments. Like I said, go ahead and subscribe and check out part 2. See you next time on Blacksmiths.